All right, so when you think about the ABTA, you also think of these events like this, patient advocacy, getting to know other groups and families. But a big part of the ABTA is raising money to fund research, right? Someone like myself. There are numerous types of research grants that the ABTA funds, and these can fund young investigators when they're first starting, or anything from these big collaborative multi-institutional grants as well. So Ralph mentioned early this morning that we have this ABTA grant alumni network. So what that is every year we come together as grant recipients of the ABTA and meet other grantees and talk about our research and new ideas and collaborate with each other. And this was last year's meeting. It was the first one that we were back together in person since 2019. And this year, we actually had the largest in-person meeting, which was great to see everyone together. And we are also very excited to be now back in person with the patient conference as well. So we love talking about science from sunrise to sunset. We will talk about our ideas, our research. You know, here even in the bottom left corner, when we're supposed to be eating meals, we will break out our laptops and show our data and talk about our research, right? We want to find the best ideas, the best new treatments. So what is research? What does that actually mean? It's a term that we use pretty loosely a lot of times. So this can be anything from finding new drugs, finding new genetic mutations, so looking at the patient's DNA and how that's impacting the growth. A lot of us work with the immune system, understanding why our immune system is not fighting the tumor. Sometimes we do preclinical testing and safety, right, to make sure a drug isn't going to be toxic or too toxic for patients, and a lot of times we do those in animal models like mice. We also might want to look to see how we can visualize or image the tumors. Everyone's had MRIs that have had to deal with brain cancer, and trying to find the best new techniques for imaging. And what's great about the ABTA is it's not limited to one particular type of tumor, right? It encompasses all different tumors within the brain. This can be metastatic tumor, this can be glioblastoma, this can be meningioma. All types of tumors in the brain are researched. And our community of researchers is growing, and so now that also encompasses a lot of these tumors that aren't, that in the previous decades weren't researched as much. So we have new awardees this year that will present their findings at the poster session here. I have some of their pictures so you can find them at the poster session. But myself and many other researchers at this Alumni Network meeting that started on Wednesday are here as well with posters to share our research projects and our data with you. So what is a poster session, right? It's a term that's also kind of just used around loosely for researchers. So many of us have had science fair projects starting early in elementary school, even through high school. We've seen these trifold large cardboard science experiments, right? The moldy bread experiment. Well, basically, it's the same thing, but we're a little bit more sophisticated now. We use printers and we have big posters flat against a panel. So it's still kind of science fair for just adult researchers. So this is kind of what a poster should look like when we talk about poster sessions. So it'll kind of have the title at the top, and then maybe our hypothesis, like a science fair project, and then maybe our methods that we used. Maybe we were using cells, maybe we were actually doing a clinical trial, maybe we were using mice for testing, and then hopefully we'll show you some results, right? Did this new therapy, this new drug work in our model system? Did we find a better way to activate the immune system? And then some conclusions and then acknowledgments. So this is kind of a basic template of what a poster would look like for researchers. So when you do go to this poster session, and please do take advantage of this opportunity to talk to like researchers such as myself, right? We don't see patients a lot of times as basic scientists. My patients are my mice, and they can't always tell me what's good and bad about the drugs, although they do bite, which is a little bit of a different situation, right? So we want to hear your story, right? So please tell us what your story, what you've gone through. Sometimes it can actually be very inspirational for us to think in terms of a patient's experience of how we could test that in the lab, right? Learn how your funds or others have supported this research. What have we done with it? Has it led to a clinical trial? Has it led to more grant funding? Many of us, myself, have received these grants that just catapulted our research forward. So springboard for other research. And read the poster titles. If it sounds interesting, engage and talk to us, right? And just listen if you prefer. If it's something you're unfamiliar with, you can do that as well. But we, unlike the mice, don't normally bite, so please talk to us. All right, and in addition to that, we have numerous virtual posters. So all of us presenting today also have a virtual platform where we've recorded ourselves talking through the poster. You can click through the desktop or your mobile app for the Whova app and look through these posters. You can vote on them as well. Perhaps there were several that you really enjoyed. Please vote on those. You can vote for your favorite 3 if you like, and then hopefully we can give some awards to the researchers. All right, and I think that's it. Disclaimer, but that should be it, and I'll turn it back over to Aaron. All right, thank you.